This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Beers in the Lot. Hey, let me take a second to point you to beersinthelot.com. That's where you can find out all the info about the podcast. You can also find our shop there, and most importantly, the link to our Discord. Join our growing hockey community. You can get there at beersinthelot.com/Discord. So here we go with episode 208. So on this one, me and the guys hit on the Olympics a little bit. Then John and Daniel and I commiserated on how we haven't played hockey in like 6 to 8 weeks or something. And then we got John and Riggs going on coaching and player development. So let's get to it. Here we go.
Good evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
How we doing?
Good.
How you doing tonight, John?
I'm doing as well as one can. Young Daniel, what are you drinking this evening, sir?
Fresh off the production line from Treehouse. Smooth. It's an American IPA, and I think they have bananas in here because it smells very banana-y in here. It smells good as shit. What do you got tonight, Riggs?
So I didn't bring many beers back from the trip, but I did bring back one called Maine Lager. And the can is like a flannel color.
Is that an IPA?
Flannel. No, it's actually a lager, Danny.
Holy shit.
From Atlantic Brewing Company in Bar Harbor, Maine.
Nice.
So, lager.
Nice.
Yes. What do you have, Aaron?
I have a line of Kujal summer shandy in a bottle this time. Freaking amount of cans the last few times, but now we're upgraded. Moving up the bottles.
A special occasion.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a special day. That's right.
On the same day
What you got
that,
tonight,
there's all these rumors of, collapse on the stock market and the S&P. Aaron's drinking out of bottles. Guess he's doing all right.
I was invested in the one stock that didn't go down.
Yeah. Aaron shorted a bunch of
Didn't
stock.
go up, but it didn't go down.
Yeah, that's right. Stonks. I'm drinking Corona Extra this evening. As we record, today would have been Herb Brooks's 87th birthday.
Oh.
So, good little tidbit.
Little tidbit, yeah.
Yeah.
Little factoid.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Just a little nugget as we approach hockey season.
With the Olympics in full swing. Not the Winter Olympics, but still. It's applicable.
Still, anyone watching nothing, or am I the only one supporting NBC?
Nah, I'm watching.
I watched a little bit on the stopover in Boston on the way home this weekend. Watched a little bit of the football matches, some of the golf. Our favorite Spanish golfer, John Rahm, epically collapsing in the final round. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm so glad
to give American Scotty Scheffler the gold.
Oh, yeah.
He shot a 28 on the back
Nice.
nine. Dude just went nuclear.
Can we just acknowledge the fact too? Scotty Scheffler's great progress over the last couple months. He was he got out of jail, and then his career took off, and now he's a
Good start.
Olympic gold medalist. So let's recognize second chances.
Yeah, I think that's big. I agree.
That's what we do here in America. We give second chances.
Like that.
Second chance.
There was something like somebody said after Scotty got wrongfully imprisoned and then released, they said something like, oh, the trifecta, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost of Tiger, Scotty, and John Daly. Now, after that, Scotty did the gold medal. They were like, oh, he has to be the Messiah. He's already, surpassed Tiger and John Daly because of the gold medal. But But I was like really cool to see Scotty get like kind of he's known to be a little emotional. He's normally pretty composed in public media and stuff. It was cool to see him like genuinely enjoy the Olympic golf, because like in the golf community, some people poo-poo it because they're like, oh well, is it a true test because it's just random stroke play. And I think when it goes to LA and LACC, they're actually going to do like a mixed team event with the women and the men in between, which would be cool. But like, I'm glad he was happy, and Hideki was thrilled, and same with Tommy Fleetwood for Britain, which is cool. So I like that. All about Americans being happy when they win. It's nice to see. Just our dominance on the world stage in sport.
You see the cyclist?
Oh yeah, she like just started cycling like 8 years
Yeah.
ago or something crazy.
She they rounded like one of the last turns, and she wasn't even supposed to be in that race. I don't think she was supposed to be in like a different event, right? And then, I think somebody whoever, I don't know the names of them, but they got injured, and she stepped up and went into the race, and she was kind of trailing all the way up until the end, and she caught up to the first and second place people. And as soon as they rounded the last turn, she just went around him and took off. I mean, like, and you could just see them all like just pedaling as fast as they could. They could not catch her, and they finally like stopped pedaling and looked at each other and was like, "Well, I guess we're battling for second and third." She just
That's pretty crazy.
annihilated him. It was awesome.
It's really cool to see, like, especially with the Olympics, you don't always get like the full stories kind of the athletes, or kind of how it shapes up. The Olympics historically does a good job of like showcasing some of the sports that you don't hear a lot about, or just in general aren't. Eric kind of touched on it, like table tennis, badminton, air pistol shooting aren't at the forefront of our minds, but like in the social media age, I mean, how many memes have you seen of that Turkish air shooter since he dominated the games? Just coming out there like me out to beer league in my Bauer 4500 and my 17-year-old Jofa shin guards, just going out there. So
Love it.
I love stories like that.
Yeah, a dude winning silver. That's such a great story.
All right, we're getting close to hockey season. Briggs, you start Utes season pretty soon, right?
Yes, off ice workouts already started.
How excited are you for this?
Oh dang!
I'm actually very excited. I'm very excited. We're gonna have.
You went to good group this time, right?
I am very excited about the group and the challenge, because they're gonna play at a higher level this year than these two birth years have played previously, which is really cool. And we're going to cool places. We're going to Charleston, South Carolina, and we're going to Lake Placid and Boston. And yeah, so like I'm really excited. It's gonna be cool.
Good stuff.
So Riggs, what was the best beer that you had up there?
Where? Oh, in Maine?
Up in Maine, yeah.
Probably the I forget what the name of it is. It's the zip code up there. It's the name. It's the double IPA from Atlantic Brewing. That's probably the best thing I had. And that was on draft at the brewery, so like, super fresh.
Mhm.
Like, that's always the best.
That makes sense.
Can't beat that.
Yeah. And then I had some night shift. Had some Mayflower and some Wormtown, which I
Oh, how was Wormtown?
I had not previously had either of those places stuffs. Wormtown was really good. They had I had a I think it's called like Hoppy Now, or so. It has like a big smiley face on the can. But I think it was like a single hop kind of thing. But that was fantastic. Like super clean, no aftertaste, like really good. Even out of the can, like it was really good. So yeah, Wormtown, highly recommend. Mayflower was good too. Just their regular old IPA. Really good. So, yeah, man. Lots of stuff. Not a lot of
Nice.
it. Not a lot of it made it home.
Has to be expected.
Which one of us was the most recently on the ice? I bet it was Riggs.
Yeah, I
How
played,
long ago were each of you on the ice?
I played the Wednesday before I went out of town. So,
Oh, so like 2 weeks ago then.
almost, yeah. But I'm playing tomorrow night, so, and then possibly Thursday because
well,
it's
there you go.
summer playoffs. So we'll see. But yeah,
Nice. How long has it been for you, Daniel, since you've been on the ice?
The consolation game.
All right. So about, 1 week
Mhm.
after I was last on the ice. How about you, John? Same?
Same as Daniel.
OFPG
And
playoffs?
This is
Yeah.
the longest I've actually went without like skating. I'm a sub for Eric's Attaboy team, but they haven't needed anyone the last, pretty much season. There was one time, but I was out of the area when I was asked, so pretty much took like the entire summer off, which is nice, and done a lot of like hung out by the pool, golfed a ton. I'm still like golfing a ton, so like it's actually been nice to like kind of have that break to do some summer activities. So
Yeah, we
Yeah,
keep
I've enjoyed
getting pictures in the podcasters channel of John's golf exploits.
yeah,
Get a little picture of the golf cart, a little picture of some balls on the chipping green.
oh yeah.
Lots of
Well, I was-
golf going on for you this summer.
was-
It's good stuff.
I was asked by a former guest of the pod, Steve Bamani, like, "Hey, you want to golf later this afternoon?" And I just shot him a picture of the golf cart that I was doing today, and he's like, "Oh, you're one of those guys now," and like it was funny. So. But we're gonna try and probably golf this
fun.
week. But I've been like almost like 1 to 3 times every week this summer for the most part, and I've been like I live pretty close to a golf course that I just go and use their practice facilities once or twice a week anyway. So I'm still working
Nice.
on the misses to see if I can get like a golf cage in the backyard so I don't lose my my progress over the summer. I don't think I'll be able
Lose
to get
your
a
edge,
golf
yeah.
sim. Yeah, I don't think I can get the golf sim obviously because
Just do
We
it
don't
and
have
ask
the
ask
height.
for forgiveness.
yeah. Yeah, I'll just build it. You're right.
Yeah.
If they build it, she will forgive you. That's what it is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Nah, I think
yeah, if you build it, she will forgive you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, Aaron, we were talking like hopefully it gets cold enough where we actually can skate outdoors, but near your area, since
Yeah.
all the bears are asleep, we actually may be able to like go on a pond. That's what I'm kind of hoping. But we'll see.
The new place that I've moved into, a little bit of a different elevation than I'm used to, for sure. Apparently, it translates to like 5 degrees of difference in temperature. So it's like, it's 90 down in the Frederick area, but up by me, it's 85. So we'll see how that translates this winter. Maybe I get some colder temperatures, and maybe I can make use of the flatness of my lot and get my hose out in the middle of winter and make a little rink. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Get you some Ollie tarp,
I don't know.
bro.
Yeah.
Ollie tarps? Is
Yeah.
that a brand name, or
Ollie's.
is it just
Ollie's.
oh, just from Ollie's? Okay, yeah.
Good stuff, cheap.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
what I
doesn't
probably
matter.
need. I probably need a bunch of tarps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
The biggest thing is level land.
yeah, level is a key, and I know that I've got a little bit of slope, but it might be workable. It might be doable.
Are they still
We'll
are they
see.
still awarding Craft Hockeyville? Maybe we can make it in your neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Let's make it up there.
Entraînement.
Yeah, WMD. Yeah, WMD HT Centra. Yeah.
Time out for just a second while we hear about our sponsors. We'll be right back. Beers in the Lot and the Hockey Podcast Network is sponsored by BetterHelp. They say when you set a personal budget, you should always pay yourself first. The same goes for taking time for self-care. I mean, let's be honest. Is there anybody out there who is not always busy in 2024? I mean, who are these people and what's their secret? For the rest of us, though, we have to figure out how to fit in the things we need for ourselves and the things we want to do. Maybe it's time to set some self-care non-negotiables. And improving yourself and taking care of your mental health should definitely be one of them. Therapy isn't just for those who suffered trauma. With BetterHelp, you can learn many positive skills that will help you find your way to becoming the best version of yourself. So if you're considering therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's all online, so it's convenient and it's on your schedule. After a quick questionnaire, you'll get matched with a therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/THPN today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/THPN.
You know the beautiful thing about being a sports fan? There's only like 2 days the whole year without a game. 2! With so much happening and so much action, that makes just about every day game day at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It really couldn't be any easier. And if you're new to DraftKings, you gotta check this out. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-97777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligible restrictions apply. See terms and responsible gaming resources at dkng.co/base.
Pure Hockey has the best hockey equipment, accessories, and apparel on the market to take your game to the next level. Maybe it's time to ditch that old stick and start the year with a fresh twig. Maybe it's time to refresh your NHL wardrobe for the race to the playoffs. Pure Hockey has it all. Whether it's training aids, the latest sticks and skates, or your favorite team's gear, get your hockey shopping done at Pure Hockey and use our affiliate link at beersintheLot.com/Pure Hockey.
Have you been working on your craft at least, Aaron?
I've been trying to put some pucks in my easy goal. I've got the easy goal downstairs in the basement, and I've been trying to put some backhands on it, trying to use the other side of the stick. Finally found it. So,
Good.
Who knows?
There's two sides? What?
Right? That's what I said like a week ago. But I don't know if it's actually going to improve my game at all, but it's buying me some time for my sanity since I haven't played in coming up on 2 months actually, because I didn't play in the consolation game. I played in the first playoff game, so I haven't played for a week longer than you guys have. But again, like you said, John, it's like the longest time I've ever gone when I could be going to a rink. Like I'm not counting COVID here, because obviously we went for months with no hockey during COVID, but
Different.
yeah, I could go get on the ice at some point, but I have not for quite a while now. 7 weeks, something like that. 7, 8 weeks, something. Long time. But the basement has kept me going a little bit. Go down there, shoot a few pucks, blow off some steam
Until you get yelled at. Don't wake the baby up.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty quiet though, actually. Apparently my basement has good acoustics, because
Nice.
I can go down there and I'll be like, sorry about all the noise, and then my wife and the kids are like, what noise? Like, I rang some off of the rafters because I'm a terrible shot. You guys can hear that?
Are you kidding me? So you're still doing that?
I'm
like
trying-
20 years later?
I'm trying to be humble, John. They
Hey,
went off the
he's-
crossbar.
He's trying to go Bar Rico. Come on, man.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to be
Aaron
humble
read
here.
that. Aaron read that somewhere. If it doesn't go Bar Rico, it doesn't count. He's just doing it in his
Yeah,
basement.
yeah.
When he ordered the easy
None of
goal
them
in
will go that way anyways.
notes of the order, he just said, "I just need the top bar. I need nothing else. All you need to me the top bar. Just sell me the top bar. That's the only thing I want." I remember like when I was coaching, and I'm sure Eric deals with this too. Like I make the joke, I'm like, you kids go to like NHL games and you see them shoot 2 feet over the net, making that awesome sound against the glass. And since you figured out how to do it, you've never put a puck on the ice since. Shot, pass, doesn't matter. It's just 100% in the air all the time. It's wild.
Pucks down low, they go in more than pucks up high.
Yes. And actually, I saw recently one of the shooting coaches release data from this year. More shots went in on the short side by like 8% in the regions, low, mid, high, than far side shots. But everybody shoots far side because it looks cool.
No, you know why? Because they can see it.
Yeah.
It's your eye versus the puck's eye. Like
Exactly.
You could see the net. The puck can't see the net.
Yeah.
Far side, short side, puck sees way more net than you do. So
Exactly.
it goes in.
Well, the other thing too, they were talking about, because you saw it a few times this year, skaters behind the net with the puck intentionally shooting for the goalie's head to get it to ricochet in the goal.
Mhm.
And they were like, this is somewhat of a safety hazard. I don't know. But they didn't do anything with it in the offseason, so maybe they're going to wait to see more. But, like, I mean, no one's, like, taking a full, like, Danny Heatley clapper from the corner to a goalie's melon yet. But, I mean, what happens if it's, like, Game 7, playoffs, 7-8 seconds left, guy gets
You're
a
gonna
puck
take that
deep in the
clapper.
corner. Yeah, you're ripping that puck right at that goalie's egg. You're going to crack that thing. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, we'll see if the Michigan, is prevalent too this year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. I'm kind of meh on the Michigan. Like, I've seen it a lot. I think it's a great place still, but the ooh and
It has
ah
its
is kind of
place.
worn out. Yeah. The ooh and ah.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
a little gone for me.
I'm not jumping at like, oh, somebody in Michigan. Oh, cool. I don't even need to see the highlight. Like, I know what the goal looks like.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Aaron and I know.
okay.
There are kids out there. That's all they're doing. Do it, Mish.
Do it, Michigan.
Do it, Michigan. Do it. I can't wait to see, like, I'm sure we'll see a video at some point of, like, give it maybe to, like, I'm going to go early December. So, like, right before you get to the meat of the hockey season, there's going to be, like, a youth coach at, like, 10 under, 8U something. They're going to be teaching their kids how to, like, block shots with tennis balls on the ice. I always see those clips every year.
Dude,
on social media.
I see it all the time.
I know, it's insane.
I see
It's
it all
craziness.
the time, dude.
And
And
the madness.
Teaching kids to block shots.
I'm like, your kids can't skate. Teach them how to skate.
Teach them how to teach them a poke check, for God's sakes. Teach them a poke check. Teach them how to
crossover.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's not get too far ahead. I mean, come on, Jeez.
Like,
there are a lot of people out there that don't know there are, 4 total edges on your wheels. So, I mean, the crossovers, that's advanced stuff. But, what are we to do?
I think I know the answer to this, Riggs, but as a coach, if a player starts playing in mites or whatever that is, the equivalent age U now, if a player starts playing then and they progress kind of typically, at what point are you like, okay, we're not going to devote as much time to skating? If they're like constantly in hockey, constantly progressing the way they should, like skating is such a huge part of the game. When are you guys, like, as coaches, saying, okay, we need to shift our focus to systems or to other skills that are now becoming more important to work on, whereas we're kind of fine tuning skating? Like, is that ever a thing, or is that like at an age range or something like that?
So there are multiple answers. The 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 ideal answer is you're always working on individual skill every
Yes.
time, right? Every time.
Okay.
And that can happen in many different ways. We can literally go one-on-one, or we can work in small groups, or we can work with the whole team, and we can work on individual skills, and we could devote certain amount of time based on the number of players there are, right? Ideally, it's every time throughout from 8U to 18U. And then when you look at juniors, college, pros,
NHL. I was gonna say
they all
NHL.
Yeah.
like all the NHL teams employ individual skill coaches. They have a stick handling coach, they have a skating coach, they have goalie coach, right? They have all these different people that are around that do all this stuff. So, okay, that tells you what the importance is. Now,
Of course.
there in youth hockey, there's the ice time problem, right?
Mhm.
We only get, so we're fortunate. We get 2 hour and 20-minute slots a week, which is better than what most clubs get. Most clubs are going to get 2 50-minute slots, or they might get a 50-minute and an hour and 20 or hour and a half, right? So in that amount of time in the team setting, what you have to do is get creative. So if you want to work passing or being faster, like, you got to do it within a situation that's also working on, 2 other things, right? So if we're,
Makes sense.
the big thing, like, for our group is going to be passing this year. So a lot of things are going to be designed around that, but it's going to be in a way that, okay, we're also getting our work in skating wise. So we're moving while we're doing it, which is a good thing. That's a skill too. And there's probably going to be some element of, situation that we know that's going to come up, or that we want to force, that, is going to be designed into that, right? We're getting our passing in, some sort of blade element that we want to see happen, right? So that's what happens. So the answer is it never goes away, but, like, you're not getting that, like, okay, for the first minutes of our hour and 20-minute slot, we're going to work on inside outside edge stuff. Like, we don't do that. Right?
Yeah.
We're
right.
also fortunate that, the club,
Where you might do that with younger kids, I'm sure.
oh,
right?
yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, like, uh we're fortunate in our club too, where we're actually getting a third night broken up between, like, I think it's like 8U to 12U, and then 14U to 18U, just for, like, the skating skills stuff, for that stuff.
Nice.
At least in the beginning of the season. I don't know how it's going to work out through the rest. They haven't told us yet, but, like, the beginning of the season, the first, like, 4 to 6 weeks or something, there's a third night where you can go and just work on that stuff. It's, optional, but it's there, right? And I always recommend
That's
that
cool.
to players anyway, just because I feel like the third night is, like, it does give you that extra bit.
Sure.
So,
Anytime you can spin on the ice, especially if you can devote it to working on skating. I
Mhm.
mean, like I said, I knew what the answer was to this before as I was asking it. Like, you're always working on skating throughout your entire life. Like, you are never going to be good enough at skating. Like, never. Cale Makar is working on skating. Like, if anybody, he's probably working on it more than most. But like, that's just a thing. But
yeah.
time on the ice does it for
Yeah.
for familiarity and making it second
there-
nature.
But
That's what it's
yeah,
gotta
I
be.
mean, there's like purposeful practice, right? So, like, you got to do it the right way too, and that's where you need somebody
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's watching you and can tell you They can communicate. The biggest part is communication. So like they can communicate to you like, okay, you're doing it this way, which is almost there. I need you to try this, and then continue to reinforce that, or change other things a little bit. The other key is being able to um, evaluate the individuals irrespective of the other individuals around them. So it's not like, oh, that kid's the fastest one, so everybody has to skate like them. No, like
Right.
they've figured it out, right? They figured out what's efficient for them. We need to figure out what's efficient for you, and it may
Right.
look different, or maybe you're like your body mechanics, you might not get there, so we need to figure out something else that works for you, right? So like it's all that kind of stuff.
Not what I figured.
This is all like Johnny's always about numbers and shit. I'm more about this stuff. Like I
Yeah.
read about this stuff all the time, and I watch and listen to stuff about this all the time. Like this is my obsession in the game, is the player development side.
It's a good thing to be obsessed with if you're a coach.
If you're trying to develop players.
Well, like we don't need to get so deep in the sauce, but like Eric knows, because him and I have these conversations all the time. Like within like the whole metrics of the game and like certain advanced stats happening. Like I made the comment to him, it was a while ago, just of like they're gonna start tracking heavily more and more teams passes that lead to shot attempts or like shots on goal, because they
already
realize
do.
like but I'm saying like all teams will start focusing on it more if they're not already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
But like, because that is a skill in terms of the puck is in like a danger area or outside the danger area, somebody is able to funnel the puck there, or either through deception or player movement getting it there. Like that's how I kind of look at it more. And then you take it one step further with like, how do we develop players to either do that or like create that behavior? If you're on the NHL level, like you're going to have a video coach or your own skills coach or your own development, staff in the organization kind of funneling you some of this information. Then you got like, what's even crazier is like, you got like the Adam Oates guys of the world, and there are other skills coaches out there. He just sticks out, point of thumb. Like Daryl Belfry as well. Like they're looking at game film and breaking down like such a specific component that they see continually that they're like, if you do this, this will lead to more. Like I think of like Pat Kane with his like the pass, catch, and shot release that he does, like kind of that really swift like catch, shoot, almost in one motion. Like that's something Patrick Kane developed over time, like just that, because somebody saw that in his game, like, hey, you're kind of like, by you receiving the puck this way and then taking an extra stride to do this, like you could get off a shot quicker, or someone like Stamkos, for example, like, hey, your shot selection on the far right side, like stop aiming, far side, shoot short side more, and some are really into it. Then I'm sure there's other guys that are like, I'm just more worried about like maintaining my time in the lineup every night, and then you got Rempe, who's like working backwards probably of whatever anyone in the organization is telling him as well. So that's the other thing. But that's kind of the crazy thing. Like you have like, I feel like that's the interesting part about the NHL a little bit, because some organizations prioritize other skills or certain things depending on the coaching staff or what they feel is their philosophy and all that stuff. And then the players in the offseason have their opportunity to kind of do their own thing.
Yeah.
So to see how that works too.
I think at the pro level, there's a lot on the individual player. Like there's a lot of responsibility on the individual player to kind of figure out what they need the most. I think the coaching staff does prescribe some, but I think the players themselves are ultimately responsible for making sure they maintain their pro status, right? I think for like the developmental levels, and that includes everything all the way up to juniors and minor pro, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's prescriptive from the coaching staff. Like they're constantly evaluating individual player development, and they're constantly saying like, okay, you're good here. This needs work. This is how we're going to do it. I need you to do these things off the ice. I need you to do these things on the ice. And here's the person that's going to help you and like all that stuff. Like, I think that's how that works, especially in like the weekend only leagues, like the American League and, you know, the juniors and college leagues where, you know, all week they're just training. They just train all week and then they play Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, right? And then they go right back to it and they're just training all week, right? So I think that's where that happens for that upper echelon.
God, how sick would it be to like sit in player meetings at the end of the year? And you need to work on your hands. No. Just look straight at no. That'd be so funny. Or like telling a goalie, hey, Tristan Jarry, you shouldn't play the puck. No. I'll tell you how this is gonna go down, Jack.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, just listening to him do that.
I'm gonna go further out of the net now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, you made it to the outro. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We always enjoy making them. And if you did enjoy it, please give us a subscribe, a like, a follow, a rating, a review. Any engagement at all helps us out if you got a second for it. But either way, we appreciate your listen and we hope you'll join us again next week. Our new episodes drop on Wednesday. So until then, we'll see you.